Are we good to go? Are we good to go? If you can hear me, say yes. I can hear you. If you can hear me, say yes. I can hear you. I think we are live. Okay. Let's wait for everybody to join in. So I think we have 6 people watching. So yes. Sorry if my attention is splitted. I'm using both my laptop and my phone, so that's why it seems like I'm looking towards somewhere else. So I'm looking to my laptop. So if we are ready, please. I'm just waiting for more people to join before I start proper. So let's just wait for people to join. Good afternoon, everyone. Are you ready to Sabi? The Sabi Nation, please put your hands up. Just reply with an emoji. Let us know what is going on. Yes. Reply with an emoji. You know the usual now. Whenever I come online, I'm always saying that. So reply with an emoji. The Sabi Nation. If you're online, say I am ready to Sabi. If you're online, say I am ready to Sabi. I am ready to Sabi. All right, reply with an emoji. Happy Sunday to everyone. Happy Sunday to everyone. Apparently, assuming it was not the COVID period, I'll have asked if how church was, but then I guess everybody is at home today, and probably some people might decide to like join their church services online. So still, I can still say, how was church today? For those that joined their church services, that is the people I'm asking. So I'm just using this period to wait for others to join. So we'd start proper. I think once a substantial number of people have joined already, would start proper. So if you're online and you're ready, say I am ready to Sabi or Sabi mode activated. Or better still, just reply with an emoji so I would know everybody's online. All right, Sabi Nation, are you ready for this afternoon's session? This afternoon session is going to be amazing because the topic for this afternoon is something I owed dear because it's it's a role I play in my life day to day as a master of ceremony. So I am sure I'm going to enjoy today's service. Today's I see me saying service Sunday. I'm used to having Sundays and services. So I'm ready for today's session. Today's session is going to be amazing. This afternoon session is going to be amazing. I just did the sound check with Mrs. Rita Okonkwo, and I am very sure you guys are going to have an amazing time. So I'm just waiting for more people to join in. Once people have joined in, we're kicking off straight. We're kicking off straight away. So everybody, Sabi mode activated. All right, we're waiting. We're waiting. If you know people, message them, private chat them on WhatsApp that we are online. As we're online, we are online already. So everybody should come up. Let's start this afternoon session. So once it is 1 o'clock, I am starting proper. Once it is 1 o'clock, I'm starting proper, and that is 2 minutes from now. So more people should join in. So for those of you that went to church today, how was today's service? How was service online? I couldn't join in. I couldn't join in. I've not been available. So how was service today? I hope you didn't sleep off, and I hope you weren't eating your breakfast while having service today. Since your pastor cannot see you, so you're just watching online. So you might be on your maybe pajamas or your underwear, and you're listening to the word of God. So reply with an emoji. If you went to church today, tell me how church went. How was church today? We're having 1 minute more. That's 60 seconds. We are starting in 60 seconds. Sabi mode activated. Let me see your emojis. Reply with an emoji, dancing emoji, your fire emoji. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. We have to start. We are starting soon. Less than 60 seconds to this session. All right. I think we have like a number of people online. Sorry, I'm looking through my laptop right now. A number of people online. I think we're about to start. Yes, we are here again. We are here again. Skill Acceleration Bootcamp 2020. This is the second session for today. This is the second session for today. All right, it's 1 o'clock. Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Henry Abedjiri, and as usual, I guess you've been seeing my face for like the past 2 days because I'm usually hosting the evening session. So today, fortunately, I'm hosting the afternoon session. My name is Henry Abedjiri, and I'm the moderator for today. And today, like I said, we are having an amazing topic that I hold there because this is basically my life. You understand? So, ladies and gentlemen, please, with a round of applause, we are having basic presentation skills by Mrs. Rita Okonkwo. So please bear with me while I bring up and I read our bio. So Mrs. Rita Okonkwo is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria with over 19 years experience in finance and human resources with specialty in oil and gas sector. Currently working as the head of learning and development in Total E&P Nigeria Limited, a seasoned professional with great flair for figures and enjoys working with people. She has an HND in accountancy from the River State Polytechnic, BSc in finance and banking from University of Port Harcourt, MBA in international management from University of London. She is happily married with 4 amazing children. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please, with a round of applause as we used to do, drum roll, drum roll. Ladies and gentlemen, taking us this afternoon on basic presentation skills, please make welcome Mrs. Rita Okonkwo.
Good afternoon, everyone. Trust you are staying safe. Are you ready to sabi? And I'm excited to be part of this skill acquisition program, the Bootcamp, being organized by Skill Factory Africa. My name is Rita Okonkwo. I will be giving you tips on presentation skills, showing you how to conquer the fear of public speaking and how to deliver amazing presentations. So stay tuned to this channel because you will learn tips that you can use to close out deals successfully that will positively impact your deals in academics, careers, and business endeavors. You are going to go home with 3 takeaways, 3 key points, which we call the fundamental elements of an effective presentation. That is developing the right content, building on your design, and of course, delivering a great presentation. So I'm going to show you my slide and we go on from there. So why do we give a presentation? Of course, the importance of delivering a presentation cannot be overemphasized. You guys believe with me that 5 minutes on a floor in front of a senior executive can either decide the acceptance or rejection of your business proposal and is going to impact you in a very long way. Basically, people give presentations to inform, to educate, or to persuade. Maybe you want to make sales, you want to persuade your customers for them to buy in your products, or you want to inform, you do presentations when you do your academic defense at schools, you do presentations like a training session, a seminar, you're called on to make a presentation. What is presentation skills? Presentation skills basically is about communicating to people in an effective way. It's talking about building your content. It's talking about using visual aids. It's talking about what are the quality, how do you deliver on your presentation. The 3 key elements, like I earlier said, great content, great design, great delivery, put together, you are able to get a great presentation. So I will talk on these key elements briefly. So how do you develop a great content? By one, analyzing your audience, by gathering all your data together, and of course, converting those your data into something that is quite engaging and quite entertaining. How do you analyze your audience? You analyze your audience by knowing their specific needs. Why should they come for this presentation? Why should they listen to you? What are the things that motivate them? What are their values? What are they going to benefit by coming to listen to you? It's important to know their language level, depending on the kind of presentation you are giving. Let's say you are going to give presentation on selling a product to the traders in the market. Are you going to use, which kind of vocabulary are you going to use to communicate your products to them? The attitude, how do they feel about what you are coming to tell them? This period is a period of COVID-19, and you're going to make a presentation on COVID-19 to the most vulnerable of age brackets of our society. So you should consider their feelings. How are they going to feel? How are they going to receive the information you're passing across to them? Are you making presentations to young people? You have to consider the age bracket, the gender, the culture, the language of your audience. All these are very, very vital for you in developing a great content for your presentation. How do you gather your data and information? Before you start your research, you have to be prepared, because the most important thing, focus is key here. So what do I want my audience to gain from the presentation? These are the key questions you have to ask yourself when you're preparing your data that you're going to use for your presentation. What might they already know about the topic that I'm presenting? What is the objective of this presentation? So basically, there is need for you to plan ahead of your presentation. Remember, if you fail to prepare, you are prepared to fail. The third point is the outline. Let me share this thing. Converting your data, you've already gathered all the information you needed. So how do you convert it into an outline? There are 3 steps to create an outline. First of all, you have to determine the outline style you want to use. You will gather the raw materials and you group them together to their level of relevance. Then you arrange them into an outline format. Your outline format should have an introductory part, the body of the message you're conveying, then the concluding part of your introductory part. Your introduction, what should you have? You should have like an agenda, and you have the goals, you have the objective of your presentation. You can include an overview of a situation, maybe a statement of maybe something, current situation, or something, you can recap something that has happened in the past relating on the topic you're presenting. This could engage your audience from the beginning. So you need to introduce them at the introductory part of your presentation. And it's good to use some quotes, maybe you start with a question, depending on the kind of presentation you are giving. So you have to put all this on the introductory part of your presentation. Then on the body of your presentation, that is where you outline the body in sequential order. You have to be a bit narrative. Tell some stories. Stories captivate adults a lot, Then if you have some problems, you have to prefer the solutions. The body is the main, where you put on all the information you want to share during your presentation. Then you move to the conclusion. Conclusion is summarizing the main points of your presentation, bringing in closure and leaving an impression. It can include recommendations for future directions or next steps of action for them to take. Then we go to the second point on making a great presentation, which is building great designs. Consider your layout, your design as like the skeleton of your presentation. Just as our skeleton supports our bodies, your layout is serving as the skeleton of your presentation. So this has been grouped into three: the layout, the consistency, and the color. Your layout, you should have one slide per concept. Make your bullet points consistent in structure and try to capitalize properly on your layouts. It is advisable to use lower case letters when you're preparing the layout of your presentation. Then the consistency. You must be consistent in your elements and design. How do you place your images? How do you place the style? Which style are you using? What is the text you're using? Your background, your charts. You have to be consistent when you're using all these images. So how do you place it on the body of your slide? If you're placing your images by the bottom, make sure that you're consistent as you go on your slides and keep them the same way. The color is very important to use high contrast to increase legibility. Let's say, for example, you can use a black text on a clear or yellow, on a white or a clear background. You can use yellow on a dark blue. This makes it readable, legible. Use colors that does not clash. And the rule of the thumb is don't use more than 4 colors on a particular slide. If not, the colors, they are going to cluster and they are not going to be sharp and attractive. So it's important to use graphs a lot. And when you're using tables, graphs, I'm showing a slide, avoid using a lot of information together. Just try to summarize. This is better. Avoid those kind of a lot of too much information. Try to summarize when you're making presentations. And use graphs, use charts. It's good to use graphs to present numbers. If you are making presentation on processes, you can use diagrams, flow charts to show those processes. Images, of course, they speak 1,000 words. So a lot of images. Is advisable to use images instead of writing a long essay about a particular topic or explaining a particular concept. No. So the third key point is delivering your presentation. I'm juggling between presenting my slide and seeing you and seeing your engagement level and comments. So I'm juggling the two together. So when you're delivering, I hope you guys are following me. When you're making your delivery, there are points that you need to consider. You need to consider your voice, managing your voice, the language you're going to use, the movement, your body language. All these are very important for you to make a powerful delivery. You could have prepared a powerful content. You have enough information. You've gathered all the information. You've put them up well. But if you make a mistake on this particular stage, which is great delivering, you are going to lose the attention of your audience. So this particular level is about overcoming the fear in public speaking. You have to radiate and show some form of confidence. So let's take them one after the other. How do you manage your voice? Try and sound natural. Try and sound natural. Don't change your voice. Try and put emotions into your voice depending on what you're talking about. So let your audience feel what you're telling them. So if you're making a presenter, you should avoid monotone. Put feeling, make it lively, project your voice so that all your audiences, no matter where they are seated in the hall, they are going to hear you, they are going to understand you. And do it in a way that you are not overpowering the people that are in front, that are staying close to you. So you have to project your voice, and at the same time, you have to do it in a way as if you are not shouting, you are not overpowering the people that are in front. When you speak, show confidence, show interest in the topic you're presenting. They should feel you, they should feel the joy, they should feel the energy in what you're trying to deliver, the message you're trying to deliver. It's better to use short sentences. Use short, simple words. Of course, when you're delivering, little is better. So use short, concise sentences to deliver your message. And try and speak slowly and clearly enough. Don't rush through your presentation slide. Just speak slowly, clearly enough so that everybody in your audience can understand every word you're trying to deliver. The next is the language use. Try and use languages that are familiar with your audience. Don't use, you're going to deliver to undergraduates, you should use the kind of grammar that is acceptable in that kind of scenario. You are delivering office presentations, you have to use correct, good English to present. You are marketing a product, you are going to the public, you are going to the marketplace to market a product. You have to use our Nigerian Pidgin English to communicate to them so that they will be able to understand the message. Remember, what is the essence of your presentation? The essence of your presentation is to persuade. That is part of the essence of your presentation. So you have to do it in a way that they will be able to understand, you are able to communicate, and you are able to achieve the objective of your presentation. The next is movement. When you're making a presentation in a hall, in a confined place, your movement is very important. Your audience, they are focused on you, they are watching you, everybody is focused on you. So how you move is very important. Move appropriately and with purpose. Don't just move anyhow. If there is a projector that is on, don't block the projector when you're trying to move. Don't back your audience and don't back some part of your audience. Take charge of the of your platform where you're presenting. Don't just be at one side. Don't just be on one side of your presentation. Make sure that everybody in your hall or in their classroom where you're presenting, they can see you. And try to move naturally. Move naturally, support your words with your movement. Let them flow together. Let them be in sync. Don't move all the time. When you want to make some important points, it's important that you pause. It's good to pause and you make those important points. Don't just be stand still and don't just be just on one position throughout your presentation. And your body language is very, very important. Stand straight but not stiff. Not stiff. You should radiate energy. Be relaxed when you're making your presentation. Be casual, but don't look lazy. Don't just look too casual that you're looking lazy. You can use your arms, you use your hand, you use to make gestures to demonstrate. Make good eye contact. Eye contact is important. The rule of the thumb here is 3 to 5 seconds per individual. Don't just be looking at one particular person. Just look here, there, and make eye contact. When you make eye contact, your audience, they feel connected to you in a way. And do not put your hands in your pockets. You see some people, they're making presentations, their hands in their pockets. That is not good. Then your dressing is important. How do you dress to make your presentation? It depends on the kind of presentation and where you're delivering the presentation. So find out you are in the corporate world, you're making your delivery, you should dress properly for the kind of audience. You want an MD to sign a contract with your organization. You want to meet the bank MD, managing director, to get some loan facilities. You have to dress to responsibly, you have to dress to suit that kind of meeting, that kind of scenario. Your makeup, your outfit, check your hairstyle, all those little details, they are very, very important to help you in making a great delivery. Nice thing on. Okay. Can you still see my slides? Okay. Can you see my slide? So what are the great attitudes before your presentation? You have to practice a lot. You have to practice, rehearse your presentation. You can record yourself. You can be in front of family, close relatives, and you just rehearse and show them what you're going to say. It's very good to memorize the first 2 minutes of your presentation. So as you're starting to talk, you are not looking at your slide immediately. Just have a positive mindset, positive attitude. Check out the equipment you're going to use before time. The good thing, arrive before everybody to your presentation. Don't come in late. Don't come in fidgeting and shaking. If your presentation is starting in an hour's time, it's good you arrive 1 hour before your presentation. You've gone through the hall, you've gone through the room, you've assessed that everything is working, everything is in order. It's going to help your confidence level because you are relaxed at ease. Then when the presentation starts and you're walking into the room, walk into the room confidently because people are there because they know they want to hear from you. So the time is important to them. So you have to show that you have something to offer and that you are ready. And of course, smile, be yourself. You know, one thing I say, remember that the people you are talking to, they are still human beings like you, and they are ready to see you succeed, just as you want to succeed. So don't be afraid. Walk in majestically, walk in boldly, show confidence, but not arrogancy. After your presentation, you are going to have questions come your way. How do you plan your questions? How are you going to plan your questions? How are you going to deliver the questions? So it's very important that you plan ahead of time. Anticipate what are the likely questions my audience they're going to ask me and all that. Then when you're answering the question, make sure you understand the question. If you don't understand the question, just repeat the question or ask for clarification. You can rephrase it in a particular manner just for you to understand the question and answer straight to the point. Straight to the point, don't deviate, don't confuse your audience. Then you move to the next question. Be very conscious of your timing because timing is important. If you've told them your presentation is for 30 minutes, make sure you stick to your 30 minutes of that. Then if you notice during your presentation, you have some people that are distractors. You see some people, they want to distract your presentation. Just try and handle them with confidence. Explain to them. Go straight to the point. Don't deviate. If the questions are out of your scope, try to explain that this is out of the scope, but we'll get back to you. Share your contacts, and you will be able to follow up with them out of that meeting. So don't let them distract you, bringing up points that are not within the content of your presentation. Wow, I can see I'm learning a lot. Thank you for that. So conclusion, in conclusion, how do you conclude your presentation? You conclude your presentation by telling them exactly what you've told them before. Just repeat what you said before. So outline the points. So now we are concluding this presentation. What have I told you before? So I'll pass the question to you. What are the key elements? What are the 3 ingredients you have to mix together to cook and to come out with a great presentation? So the question goes back to you. Of course, we've already said it is developing a great content. It's important you make your research and you make sure that you have all the content that you have. Then how are you going to design? Building on your design, using powerful presentation slides, using visuals, using graphs, instead of numbers, using flowcharts instead of writing the processes, and of course using images. And the third one, which is delivering on your presentation. Your body language is important. How are you going to arrive into the hall? How are you going to capture the attention of your audience? You have to manage your time. Your dressing, of course, is very, very important. How do you dress when you're presenting? I say that it depends on the kind of presentation. You are going to present, you're going to market a product, you're going to the market, you're going to market the product. Of course, you're not going to wear suits and all that. It depends on what you're selling. It depends on what you're presenting. You're going to the office, you're making a presentation on a new product. Of course, you're going to dress differently. So you have to pay attention to all that. Your eye contact is very important. That is the concluding part. And I would say, remember the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for being my audience. Thank you for the attention. I can see so many messages coming in. Yeah, Henry, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Rita. Thank you very much. That was on point, swift, and detailed. Thank you very much. I hope we've been taking notes. We've been jotting down everything that she has been saying. You know, in Josh Too Funny's voice, we say, did you just it down? So did you jot everything down? So we are opening the platform for questions. So please, if you have questions, I'm sure with the stream of knowledge she just passed down to everybody, I'm sure there are questions. So please, questions, of course. Questions. I'm waiting for questions because after the questions, we are rounding off. So I'm waiting for questions. So anybody asking questions concerning what Mrs. Rita just explains to everybody. Questions? I'm not seeing anything here. Questions? Okay. Let's wait. I think maybe some people are typing, so let's just wait till they bring out their questions. Thank you very much, Ma. We really appreciate.
Okay, I see question here from Chiwane Precious. My question is as regards to the presentation and design. Wow, these messages, they are just coming. Oh my God.
Yes, I'm trying to like sift through.
I lost it.
As well.
I'm just looking at it and it went. Wow. Let me scroll up and see that question again. My question is regarding to the presentation and design. Must it be in a PowerPoint? That is the question. Yeah, that was from Chiwale Precious. Thank you so much for that intelligent question. Is advisable you use PowerPoint slides? PowerPoint slides give you avenue to put in images, graphs, a lot of beautiful designs that will capture and captivate your audience. Remember that if you're talking to adults and they don't feel the information, they can't feel it and they can't visualize it. In the next 10 minutes, after 10 minutes, you're going to lose your audience. So it's always advisable to use PowerPoint for your presentations. Although presentations come in different forms, what I just shared with you today is the basic in presentations skills. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Someone asked a question here as well. The person, I'm trying to like get the person's name. Yeah, but I could just remember the question. The person was asking what to do when you fidget, maybe during a presentation or before a presentation. What do you do when you fidget?
Okay, before your presentation, if you notice that you're fidgeting, you're panicking, try and calm yourself, breathe I try to advise that you take a deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Just take a deep breath. It's going to help to calm your nerves. Sip some water during your presentation. When you feel that you're being nervous, you take your water and you tell yourself, that is where the positive affirmations come in. Tell yourself that you can do it. Already, you've done your research, you've done your, you know, you understand the topic, you have a passion, you have a message to pass through. So tell yourself that you're going to do it, you can do it. And be positive about it and go on and bravo and do it. You can do it. I see
All right,
another
thank you very
question.
much, ma'am. Yes,
Can
I
you see?
have a question here from
Okay.
Precious.
Okay.
Precious said, do you always need PowerPoint for presentations? Is it compulsory you must use PowerPoint for presentations as a substitution for visual aids? Yeah, presentations and design, must it be in a PowerPoint? So when making presentations, is it supposed to be in PowerPoint every time? I think that's what she's trying to ask.
Okay. Your presentation every time must not be in PowerPoint, but it's advisable to use PowerPoint to build your presentations. I tried to explain it before from the first question asked by Precious. It's good that you use, because PowerPoint gives you a lot of flexibility to bring in some features to make it look very attractive. Yeah, I will always prefer PowerPoint to using maybe a Word document to, or a PDF to make your presentations. Yes, some presentations you don't need PowerPoint at all because of where you're presenting, the scenario, the kind of product you're passing. You use any means that is okay, depending on the information, the message you're passing across, your content, your audience. Okay, next question.
All right. Yes. Mirabel is asking a question. She said, what do you mean by monotone?
What I mean by monotone is when you're presenting, don't just, okay, let me explain. You want to emphasize on a point. You want to emphasize on a point, and already you're talking, you're using the same tone. When you get to that point, you want to emphasize. You want to tell people about their well-being. You want to tell them about the importance of doing their normal checkup, going to do checkup on their dieting. So when you get to the point of telling them those important points, you're not going to use the same tone you started with. I'm here to tell you about health care and all that. So you have to change the tone. Let feelings flow from your voice. Let them feel you. Let them feel the message you're saying. So what I mean by monotone, not using monotone, don't use the same kind of tone. Just change your tone depending on the message you're passing at that particular point in time.
All right, marvelous. Thank you very much, Mark. One other question again. How do you maintain eye contact? This one is coming from Edmond. How do you maintain eye contact?
So when you're making your presentations, it's good to make eye contact. You know, like I said that try and not more than 3 to 5 seconds with one person, but make sure that their eye, you are seeing their eyes. Just quickly, you look at the eyes of your audience, you move around your eyes. Don't just stick on one audience. Why is important is that if I'm making a presentation, like now you feel you can see me because I'm looking directly into the camera, you feel compelled to listen to me. You feel that, oh, I'm relating with you. There's a connection with having eye contact with your audience. You see some people, they say, okay, if you're afraid, just look at the ceiling, just look at the back of the hall and make your presentation. Those are not going to help you deliver on your presentation. It's going to give you great delivery by looking at the ceiling, by looking off. Your audience will not feel you. They will not feel you. They won't feel connected to you. So it's important when you're making, don't just look at one person continuously. When you look at a person, just switch it 3 to 5 minutes. Look, but make sure that you're having eye contact as you switch. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are taking more questions. So for those of you that still have questions, keep on dropping the questions in the comments. So I would make sure I attend to them. I'm trying to like juxtapose using my phone and my laptop at the same time. So one other question again. How do you manage your time according to your slides? This is coming from Maxwell. How do you manage your time according to your slides? That is
Okay,
if there's like a time period for your presentation.
yeah, yes, of course, every presentation must have time. Time is money, time is important, time is everything. So you have to plan ahead of your presentation. You've been given 30 minutes to deliver on a topic. So of course, they are not going to be there more than 30 minutes. And maybe if you didn't plan ahead, you've not even delivered the catchy points and you are asked to leave the stage. So that is why it's very important to ahead and practice your presentation before the actual presentation. So allocate time on your slides. Some slides, they are going to take you like some 5 minutes. You're going to talk and talk on that slide. But some slide will just pass, it's just for you to show maybe an image or to just refer to another thing. So allocating time to your slides is dependent on the information you're passing on a particular slide. You can have one slide and you're talking for the next 5 to 10 minutes, and you have another slide. So before your presentation, check your slide, allocate time on your own. When you practice with someone or you video yourself practicing for it, so make sure that you don't exceed your time. It's even better that you finish your presentation earlier than the allocated time so that you have more time for clarifications, which might come during questions and answer. So your audience, some of them are going to grab a lot of things during that Q&A session. So try and the time allocated to you for your presentation. Don't exceed it.
All right. Thank you very much. That was short, precise, and straight to the point. All right. Olalekon Gabriel is asking, can you please elaborate more on the 5 Ps? The 5 Ps. Can you please elaborate more on the 5 Ps?
Okay. You know, the 5 Ps, I've been hearing that for when I'm smaller. It's always there. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So proper is P, preparation is another P, prevents is another P, poor is another P, performance is another P. So it's just an English sentence that tells you that if you don't prepare very well, proper preparation prevents poor performance. If you don't prepare very well, you are going to you won't deliver properly. That is it. That means that you work hard and you get success.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you very much, Ma. All right. I got this question from like 2 to 3 people. So I just said, let me just summarize it. The people were asking, how do you handle questions you don't have answers to during the presentation? Maybe after the presentation, you are being asked questions, but then the question you were asked, you don't have an answer to it. So how do you handle a situation like that?
You are a human being, guys. So you're not supposed to know everything in the world because nobody knows everything. You are not God, you're a human being. So when questions, be sincere with your audience. Tell them you don't have the right information to that particular question and refer them. If they are the people, you can refer them to follow you on your social handle that you're going to, or if there are people that you're going to reach later on, tell them you're getting back to them on that. If it is maybe a training section, you can refer them to another session where you teach or where they are going to get the correct information they are asking for. Don't give them wrong answer. Don't give them wrong answer. Don't assume that you should know everything. You can't know it all. Be sincere and give them the right feedback.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you very much, Ma. Audience, please keep dropping your questions. I think we still have like a lot of time for Mrs. Rita to answer your questions. So please keep on dropping your questions. I'm trying as much as possible to have them on my notepad on my laptop while I'm facing the camera to answer. So please keep it up. Don't worry. Keep on dropping the questions. All right. I have a question also. How do you work on stuttering when you stutter during the presentation? How do you work on that? This question is coming from Oyebamiji Adeola. How do you work on stuttering when you are making a presentation?
What I would say, 2 things. Practice makes perfect. When you're starting, it's natural that to fidget the first time, to stutter. But the advice I would give, take a deep breath. It always works. Take a deep breath in, breathe out. Calm your nerves. you've already prepared for this and you're going to deliver. And your positivity, you think positively, don't think you will make it, that you will be able to present. Think positively that yes, you already know the content, you understand what you're going to present, and you're going to do it. So believe in yourself. When you stutter, just avoid apologizing all the time. You see people, they are making presentation and they stutter, they start apologizing. No, move on with your presentation. Just take a deep breath, calm yourself, tell yourself that you are going to do it and continue. That's the only way to be the next time you're presenting, you find out you're better, you're doing it better and better and better. That is where practice makes perfect comes in.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you very much, Ma. I can see on the screen right now, Skill Factory Andul is saying, please follow our facilitator on LinkedIn at Rita Okonkwo. So please, audience, ladies and gentlemen, please, let's make sure to follow our facilitator Rita Okonkwo on LinkedIn, so you can connect in case maybe you have a question you're supposed to ask, but during this period it wasn't coming to mind, so you could just reach out to her and ask her personally. All right, continuing the line of questions, I have a question from Oluwatumishe. She said, what are the practical ways to analyze an audience?
Yeah, I'll give you the point I said earlier on when you're analyzing your audience. So the first one is very, very important that you do research about your audience. What are their motivations? What are their values? What do they want to hear? So the message you're passing across, what is the demographics? The age bracket you're talking to, the culture, the way you make a presentation in Lagos will be different, of course. Lagos market will be different from the way you make a presentation in an office environment. So analyze your audience, find out their vocabulary knowledge level. What do they understand? How am I going to need to communicate to my audience? How can I catch them? How can I catch their attention? So you are going to present to a chief executive officer. How am I going to capture the chief executive officer's attention? How is he going to buy my idea? So these are the things you ask yourself. Who are my audience? What do they need? What am I selling? What are my objectives? What do I want to achieve? These are going to guide you in preparing your content, of course, delivering your presentation.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you very much, Ma. We have more questions. Sorry, in case I'm not getting your question, audience, please, in case I'm not getting your questions, there are a lot of questions popping in and I'm trying to like juxtapose, like I said. So please, if you know I didn't answer your question and it is so pressing, so you can just reach out to her on our social media handles and talk to her at Rita Okonkwo on LinkedIn. So there's a question from Ajewole Abiodun saying, for someone who is extremely shy, how do you go about the presentation?
Yeah, people say that shy people that you cannot make presentation. I don't believe that. Shy, you can be shy and you can still make your presentation. Most important is the passion. What is the passion that you have for the information you are passing across? So presentation is just like you are talking to someone, one or two persons, or depending on the group, the number of persons, but you have a message you're passing. If you're passionate about that, then you have to prepare. You already know your weakness, that you are shy. So you have to prepare. What are those obstacles? What makes you shy? What makes you fidget? When you have you've properly prepared towards your presentation, you know what you're going to say, you've rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed. When you get to that day of your presentation, try to use some positive affirmations. Tell yourself, yes, I know I'm shy, but I can do this. If we have people that have said they've been shy and they are public speakers, they present, they talk to thousands of people, tell yourself you can do that and make up your mind that you're going to make a great delivery of the content which you have researched and prepared upon. Of course, it's just like you're preparing to make your soup. You've gathered all your ingredients, you went to the market, you got your fish, you got your crayfish, and you prepared everything. Is it just to mix it up together that you just abandon? No way. So you have to see it in that light, see it in the light that, look, I have a message to deliver, I have to make that delivery.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you very much, Ma. This question is coming from Barnabas. He said, how do you avoid the temptation of focusing on one person during a presentation? How do you avoid the temptation of focusing on one person during a presentation? This is coming from Barnabas.
Barnabas, you have to be intentional about it. I know that sometimes when you make presentations, some people are just looking at you, they are paying attention. So you just want to like focus on them and the other people. But when the others notice that it's as if, oh, you're talking to everybody in the room, they are going to pay attention to you. So you have to be intentional about it. So just be telling yourself, oh, I can't just focus on one person. Just look the next 30 seconds, just be looking across the room. Don't focus. You have to make it intentional. That is part of the skills you have to learn on delivering effectively.
All right. Thank you very much, Ma. I think I'll be having a question now. I think this will be the last question for today. Please, trying to. Oh yeah. All right. So this will be the last question for today. Every other person, if you have a question, you could just reach out to her on her LinkedIn, like I said, at Rita Okonkwo. So because of time, we'll just have to like round off. So this is the last question. How do you implement the knowledge if the time is cut short? For instance, I think what this person is trying to say is that maybe you prepared the slide for 30 minutes, then something happened and your time is being cut short. So how do you like implement that knowledge of the amount of time you thought you were going to use for the presentation? How do you implement the knowledge in the time given to you now?
Yeah. So it happens sometimes. You've been told that you're going to present for 1 hour, but when you get there, they say, sorry, that we don't have that time again. We are only giving you 30 minutes to deliver on your presentation. So what you don't need to fear, you don't need to forget, you don't need to be scared of anything. What you have to do is that you just have to summarize. When you're going through your slides, don't be too fast, don't rush your slides, but just note the main points. There is a selling point, you know what we call the elevator speech. Make sure you have a ready elevator speech which summarizes the points you're trying to pass across to your audience. So you have to deliver your elevator speech at this point in time. You don't have to say everything on your slide, but you have to just quickly touch on your one of your slide. But tell yourself that, oh, I prepared for an hour, 1 hour presentation. I'm going to do it half of the time. Just restructure and make sure you pass the relevant, the key points across to your audience within the time given to you.
All right. Thank you very much. I think at this period, Victoria might want to come in, but then, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Please let's virtually give Mrs. Rita Okonkwo a round of applause. Please, Ma, you've been amazing. This session has been awesome.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much for imparting this level of knowledge to everybody. I'm sure the audience are so happy and they are amazed. Audience, please, ladies and gentlemen, I'm on YouTube live right now and I'm seeing your comments. So please drop your emojis. Say thank you to Mrs. Rita Okonkwo for giving us this level of knowledge. So I can see Victoria, she's online now. So Vicky, do you have anything to say?
Thank you so much, Ma, on behalf of the Skill Factory Africa and every one of us. Thank you for sharing value. I mean, you shared a lot in just 45 minutes and we got a lot of value. God bless you so much. So hello, guys. Follow her on LinkedIn. Tell her thank you. And make sure you put her in prayers today for her investment in our lives. God bless you, Ma.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
All right, thank you guys for joining in this session. You guys have been amazing as usual, as always. Like I said, my name is Henry Abedrin, and it was really amazing being the moderator for this afternoon session. Thank you, Victoria, as always. Everybody, thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.